Welcome to another edition of the Sabre Spotlight on the Marian Sports Network. I am Wade Bates, and I am real excited to bring in Marian men's lacrosse coach Reed Mayberry as they are underway in their very first inaugural season here on campus. Coach Mayberry, how's it going?
It's going well. We're excited for our first home contest this Thursday against Calvin College. Went on a little road trip down to Texas and Arkansas to start out our season. Went out to Dubuque last week as well. So
obviously lacrosse, you look at it and you look outside, and the weather doesn't always cooperate, so you have to go south to get games. And much like you see the baseball team, the softball team, and many other teams that play NCAA spring sports, that start kind of earlier in the spring. Just how do you go about finding places to play?
Usually warmer the better. So games usually start right in February, early February. So our first game was in the middle of February. So it's still very cold up here in Wisconsin, obviously. So we had to go down south to play some games.
So just connections that you had in the lacrosse world, that you found people that would come in and schedule Marian for non-conference games?
Exactly, yep.
So what have your thoughts been of your team so far going on those road trips, and just what have you seen on the field?
It's been a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and that's one of the things that we look for because we can control those things here. So it's been a lot of youth, obviously. We're learning through a lot of our mistakes, but the effort and the intensity has definitely been there. So that's been the exciting and the reassuring part for me.
Well, can we talk about your roster? Let's start with the goalie. Just tell us what you've seen in net for your team so far.
So Gavin Taquino's seen a lot of action, obviously. He's been standing on our head, doing everything that we ask a goalie to do. Making some of the saves he shouldn't be making, but he's making the ones that he should be making as well. So really proud of him. Was almost I think he was honorable mention all MLC Player of the Week 2 times in a row. So really happy they've seen a lot of action, and he's producing for us.
How about the people in front of him?
The defense has been really good. Anchoring that defense has been our junior captain, Matt Tway, from up north in Appleton. So he's been a great staple for us. Great leadership down there out of Matt. Marcus is as well. Marcus Fostick, our other captain, is down at the defensive end too, from Tucson, Arizona. So I was really lucky to get Marcus, along with Drew. He's from San Francisco, California. So big guy, big athletic defense, tough defense, and that's one of the things I've been really proud of. We've definitely been standing our own and not really backing down from anybody, and our defense has been a big staple of that.
And how about the guys up front? You're looking to score goals.
Oh yeah, we have the Houlihan Twins are our leading point getters right now, Garrett and Connor. So I was really happy with their production early in these early games. On the midfield position, Nick Klotz has been really stepping up too, dodging, scoring, taking some good shots, but also distributing. Jeremy Isley and Brandon Bashnagel have also been playing very, very well in that midfield position too.
You talk about the Houlihan Twins. Are they going to be our version of the Gates boys?
That's what we're hoping right now. Yeah, I got a lefty and a righty, so very some similarities there, but they definitely have some work to do before we call that.
Now, you mentioned your roster and where players are from. Just kind of talk about the recruiting process when you have a startup program at the Division III level for men's lacrosse, and you mentioned Arizona out east, Northwest. Just talk about how that went for you.
Yeah, it was a very exciting first-year inaugural recruiting class. Able to pull a lot of talent from Jeremy Isley's from Philadelphia, Brandon Bashnagel is from Ohio, Nick Klotz is from Minnesota, Houlihan's are from Chicago, Drew from California, Marcus from Arizona. So really, we got both coasts represented. Was really happy to get some East Coast guys like Philadelphia, Long Island. We have Florida as well. So I was really happy to get that talent from there because there's not a lot of lacrosse. Lacrosse is still on the growing end of things here in Wisconsin. So I was very lucky to get that talent from across the country.
Can you kind of talk about, you just mentioned it there, about lacrosse and what's happening with men's lacrosse at the NCAA level? Because a lot of times people think East Coast when they think of lacrosse. It's heavy out there. People have been playing it for years. A guy I used to work with in Fond du Lac here played college lacrosse out on the East Coast somewhere. And now it's kind of trickled into the Midwest, and it's a growing sport, right?
It has, yeah. It's exploding here at the college level, especially at the high school level. High school actually started their first practices start today here in Wisconsin, so I know they're really excited for that. But at the college level, it really has been exploding, specifically at the Division III level, which has been very exciting.
In Wisconsin, how many Division III men's lacrosse programs are there, ballpark?
I want to say there's probably about 5 or 6. We're the newest one right now.
And so that's kind of good, though, that we're kind of getting in here at Marian University, maybe ahead of even some of the other schools that are getting, because you can kind of get a jump start, because I know other schools even in the area are starting sometime in the near future. But for us to be in advance, you were just that far ahead in the recruiting process and just getting the program up and going.
Exactly, to get those roots in already and to kind of get a tap on that local talent has been really beneficial for us and exciting.
If somebody has not been to a men's lacrosse match, just explain what the game is all about.
So the game, it's very similar to a lot of other different sports. It's more the flow of like lacrosse and hockey. Substitutions are very similar to hockey on the fly. Also has the physicality and stick skills of lacrosse as well. The physicality of football. But the X's and O's wise, it's very attributed to basketball. I'm a huge college basketball fan, and there's numerous times when I'm watching college basketball, and I'm like, oh, I like that play. And I'll just kind of draw it up, and there's very similar parallels from basketball to lacrosse. We just add one more guy and we can go behind the net. But X's and O's, transition, defense, zones, all very, very similar to basketball.
What are expectations for the first year of a program?
The expectations right now are obviously to have a good time and to make sure that we understand this is a process and to trust that process. It's a growing process, and we're very excited for this year and the upcoming games, obviously, but also for the future looks very bright, and that's been the most reassuring thing in these 4 games we've had so far, is to see that the foundation is there already. Obviously need some refining on our end, but the future is very bright and we're excited.
You've already found a conference home as well in your inaugural season, correct? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we are in the Midwest Lacrosse Conference. We're very lucky to be in a conference from our first year established. We have a automatic bid to the NCAA tournament if we do win our conference championship, so that is very exciting as well. We're also adding 2 more teams next year, so it's a growing conference, and the more teams you have in your conference, the better, I think.
So what's travel like in the conference? What types of teams are in this league?
So a majority of our teams are in the Milwaukee and Chicago area. We do have Fontbonne in Missouri as well. We're adding 2 teams in Minneapolis. So a majority of the traveling we're doing in conferences in the Wisconsin, like Milwaukee area, but also the Chicago area.
So besides just you, can you talk about your men's lacrosse staff? Who do you have helping you out?
So we just hired Sam Kennedy. He is from Wesley College. Previously was at University of Cumberland, helping them out start their program. So very excited to have his experience starting a new program.
It's great. Now, if people are interested in playing men's lacrosse here at Marian, what's the best way to find information on the program and maybe even contacting you?
Yeah, I mean, Sabre Athletics is a great website. All the information about our program is there. All of our contact information is there as well. So I'd recommend anyone interested going to check out one of our games, obviously, and then kind of following up on our website. Yeah,
SabreAthletics.com is the website, and come out, check the schedule, check the home schedule. Do you have any road games that are relatively close to within driving distance?
Within driving distance, we have Carroll next Wednesday. That's probably the closest one that we'll be having coming up. So.
It always depends on Mother Nature. Now with lacrosse, yes. with men's lacrosse, tell me, do you play through everything?
We play through everything except for lightning and thunder. So running around with big metal sticks, we don't do that.
And if there's a foot of snow on the ground too, you probably have to move a game.
Yeah,
can you plow through? Put on the moon boots.
Yeah, if we can plow through it, we'll be playing. And that's the exciting part too about lacrosse is anything besides lightning and thunder, we're going to try and play.
Reed Mayberry, Marian men's lacrosse coach. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Sabre Spotlight.
Thank you.
Keep watching the Marian Sports Network, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on with everything going on with Marian University Athletics.